Welcome to our channel today. We're diving into the murky depths of history to dredge up some truly bizarre, untold, and often slightly hilarious secret stories from the world wars. Because let's be real, as much as we learn about the grand narratives of history, sometimes it's the weird stuff, the stories that make you go, wait, what? That really stick with you. And trust me, these tales are going to blow your mind. From inflatable armies to avian heroes. From Nazi drug habits to emu overlords. We're covering it all, so buckle up, because we're about to embark on a wild ride through the stranger side of history. Picture this, it's World War II, and you, a hardened German soldier, hear the rumble of tanks approaching. You prepare for battle only to discover inflatable tanks. That's right, inflatable tanks. The United States Army deployed a top-secret unit, dubbed the Ghost Army, composed of artists, sound engineers, and inflatable tank enthusiasts. The Ghost Army successfully diverted German troops and resources away from real Allied operations during World War II. The British pulled off one of the most audacious deception operations in history, Operation Mincemeat. They planted fake invasion plans on a dead body. Dressed as a Royal Marine officer and let him wash ashore in Spain. They gave him the name, a backstory, even a fictional fiancé. The documents detailed a fake invasion of Greece to draw German troops away from Sicily, and the craziest part, it worked. It's 1942. United States is on high alert after the attack on Pearl Harbor, and the city of Los Angeles is about to experience a night of chaos and confusion. Imagine looking up into the night sky and seeing something. Searchlights crisscrossing the darkness, anti-aircraft guns firing blindly into the void. This was the Battle of Los Angeles, a bizarre event where a false alarm triggered a massive and ultimately pointless air raid defense over the city. It's a reminder that sometimes the greatest enemy is our own fear of the unknown. In 1932, Australia found itself in a war against emus. Yes, you heard that right, emus. After World War I, Australia faced a massive influx of emus. The government deployed soldiers, machine guns to combat the emu menace. The emus proved to be surprisingly formidable opponents. The soldiers were outmaneuvered and ultimately defeated. The Great Emu War stands as a humbling reminder that sometimes nature wins. Before instant communication, one unlikely hero soared above the trenches of World War I. The humble pigeon, these feathered messengers played a vital role, carrying crucial messages across enemy lines. Cher Army, a homing pigeon, became a legend for his bravery. His most famous mission was during the Battle of Argonne Forest. Despite severe injuries, he delivered his message. Sharami's story shows the courage and sacrifice of animals in wartime. During World War I, a new form of camouflage emerged, one that looked less like blending in and more like a psychedelic fever dream. It was called dazzle camouflage, and it was as confusing to look at as it was effective. The idea wasn't to hide the ships entirely, but to confuse enemy submarines about their speed and direction. It was a bold and unconventional approach, and surprisingly, it worked. Operation Vegetarian, a British plan hatched during World War II. Operation Vegetarian sounds harmless, right? But you'd be wrong. It involved anthrax-laced linseed cakes to infect German livestock and civilians. The plan was to airdrop these deadly snacks into German fields. Thankfully, it was deemed too risky and never went beyond planning, a chilling reminder of war's dark possibilities. Amidst the horrors of World War I, a glimmer of humanity shone through the trenches. On Christmas Eve, 1914, German and British soldiers laid down their arms and emerged from their trenches. They exchanged gifts, sang carols, and even played a game of football. The Christmas truce was a fleeting moment of peace, a testament to hope and compassion. The Nazis weren't just waging war on people. They were waging war on culture, systematically, looting and destroying countless works of art across Europe. But amidst the chaos, the Monument's men embarked on a daring mission to rescue these stolen treasures, tracking down priceless paintings hidden in salt mines, rescuing sculptures from bombed-out buildings, and negotiating with art thieves, all while dodging bullets and bombs. The Monument's men's story is a testament to the power of art to transcend even the darkest chapters of human history. In the annals of warfare, animals have often played surprising roles, but few are as simultaneously heroic and heartbreaking as the story of the Soviet war dogs, the Soviet army facing a desperate struggle against the Nazi invasion, turned to an unconventional tactic, training dogs to carry explosives to disable German tanks. These canine soldiers were strapped with bombs and taught to run under enemy tanks, triggering the explosives and sacrificing themselves in the process. The program was fought with tragedy and often proved ineffective. Disoriented by battle dogs sometimes returned to their own lines, causing friendly casualties. The Nazis were obsessed with developing advanced technology, from rockets to jet engines. But what about UFOs? Rumors have persisted for decades that the Nazis experimented with unconventional aircraft designs, some resembling what we might call flying saucers. While evidence of actual working Nazi UFOs remains elusive, the stories persist, fueled by declassified documents, hinting at strange aerial sightings and experimental aircraft programs. Was it just wartime propaganda fueled by fear and paranoia? Or could there be more to the legend of Nazi UFOs? The truth, as they say, is out there, but it might just be buried under a mountain of classified documents and Cold War secrecy. In World War II, Native American soldiers used their unique linguistic skills to create unbreakable codes. Baffling the enemy, these were the code talkers, a testament to the ingenuity and courage of those often marginalized by history. Primarily Navajo, they used their complex languages to transmit messages the enemy couldn't decipher. History is often shaped by individuals, their personalities, their flaws, and in the case of Adolf Hitler, potentially their drug use. Hitler's personal physician, Theodor Morell, administered a cocktail of potent drugs. Hitler was fueled by methamphetamine, cocaine, and other experimental concoctions. Reports and medical records show a man increasingly reliant on drugs, espionage, sabotage, and daring infiltrations. Operation Pastorius, a Nazi attempt to sabotage American infrastructure. During World War II, German saboteurs trained in demolition and espionage smuggled onto American soil. One saboteur turned himself into the FBI, revealing the entire plot. Wars are won not just on battlefields, but also through logistical marvels. And few operations showcase this better than Operation Pluto, a feat of engineering that fueled the Allied advance in World War II. Imagine a secret network of underwater pipelines, stretching across the English Channel, carrying fuel to the front lines. This was Operation Pluto, a top-secret project that pumped millions of gallons of gasoline from Britain to France. History is often written by the victors, but sometimes it's the failures that teach the most valuable lessons. The Dieppe Raid, a disastrous Allied assault on the German-occupied Porta Dieppe in 1942. Is one such story. The raid was a costly failure with thousands of Allied troops, mostly Canadian, killed, wounded, or captured, but amidst the tragedy, valuable lessons were learned. The deep raid exposed crucial flaws in Allied planning, leading to improvements in amphibious assault tactics, communication, and tank design. It's a somber reminder that sometimes the path to victory is paved with setbacks, and that even the most devastating failures can hold the seeds of future success. In the aftermath of World War II, a different kind of battle was being waged. At the Battle for Scientific Minds, Operation Paperclip brought over 1,600 German scientists to the United States, raising moral complexities of the post-war world. Among them was Wernher von Braun, a key figure in the V-2 rocket program. A weapon that terrorized London, Operation Paperclip raises questions about the price of progress and compromises made for national security. Sometimes the most intriguing war plans are the ones that never leave the drawing board. Operation Unthinkable, a top-secret plan, devised by Winston Churchill in the closing days of World War II, is a chilling example of what might have been. Operation Unthinkable envisioned a surprise attack on Soviet forces in Europe, a desperate gamble to push back against what Churchill saw as the growing threat of Soviet expansionism. Thankfully, cooler heads prevailed, and Operation Unthinkable remained just that. Unthinkable, it serves as a sobering reminder of the fragility of peace and the ever-present potential for conflict, even in the wake of victory. In aviation history, there are tales of daring flights and unexplained disappearances. Few stories are as strange as the Phantom Fortress, a B-17 bomber that returned from a mission without its crew. Imagine the eerie sight of aircraft riddled with bullet holes, making a perfect landing at its base in Belgium. The plane showed no signs of the crew, and their fate remains a mystery to this day. Before Pearl Harbor, before 9/11, there was the Black Tom explosion, a devastating act of sabotage on American soil. Imagine the tranquil waters of New York Harbor, shattered by an explosion so massive it shook buildings miles away. Black Tom explosion targeted a munitions depot, reminding us that danger lurked just beneath the surface. The official investigation pointed to German agents, but the full story remains shrouded in mystery. The Black Tom explosion serves as a reminder of the far-reaching consequences of distant conflicts. Well, there you have it, folks. A whirlwind tour through some of the most bizarre, unbelievable, and often surprisingly funny untold stories from the world wars. From inflatable tanks to pigeon heroes, from Nazi drug habits to EMU overlords. We've covered it all, proving that history is never short on surprises. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the stranger side of history, don't forget to subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on our next historical adventure. Until next time, keep exploring and never underestimate the power of a good story.